if Conor O'Leary stopped falling off, he'd be a top five contender. Welcome back to the Insiders. Not going to mess around. We are the type of people to say we told you so, and we mean J Baby in the best comp of the year. We said it beforehand. It delivered, in my opinion. Yeah, I think so. Daz, what do you reckon?
Yeah, great competition, Matty. I loved it. As has been my moto modem this year. I like to break down a competition into one day. Feels like that's kind of just how it rolls. The best day is the day we remember, and this time the best day was the finals day. Uh, Everything about it was good, apart from the fact Geordie wasn't in it. I would have liked to see Jack in it too, actually, with that kind of size swell. I reckon he really would have got chewed, but they didn't make it, so they weren't there.
Yeah, they weren't there, and there wasn't anyone who really let us down on finals day either to say that, oh, why weren't they there? Like even people who kind of maybe you would replace Geordie or Jack for example, Leo or even like Marco Mignot, they delivered like strong heats. I thought Marco looked a little bit desperate, but that's what also makes him dangerous because he looks desperate and then he can easily get like a high 9, 10 out of nowhere. So I agree with you. I thought finals day was incredible. Men's and women's. Like, I think I would say that the best two surfers on that day won the events as well, which I think is always really good. That means that you've got like a good event. The last thing you want is people bitching over scores or anything like that. Yeah, I thought it
I,
was.
would- I I agree with you on that one to a certain extent because I actually think Molly was better than Gabriella Bryan. Think she had more flow. I liked her calves better. I thought Gabby, she's just a smashing axe machine, which is, it needs to be scored. But I think she lacks a little bit of flow. But then she just got the score when she did.
I think you're
We're
right.
we're getting ahead of ourselves there.
No, I think you're right
If
though. I do. I just while we're on that point, I think the only thing was if you looked at Molly's scores from the quarterfinals and the semifinals and the final, she had a really big score and then a shitty backup, like in every round. Um,
yeah,
so I
she
do think,
couldn't put she didn't
yeah,
put the nail in the coffin, did she?
no, I do think you're right though. I do think like the highlight waves of the day from the women's side were probably all Molly's single rides per heat. But yeah, she just needed. I mean, I think even in the final, she had the highest score by nearly a point, and then just didn't get a backup that could help her win. But yeah,
I guess we can go from the top and wind backwards while we're talking about Molly then. Um, Gee, she's come a long way in 12 months.
yeah, I would be the first person to say that. Like last year, I think that my opinion on Molly was that she charges, but if it's like a long wave, that she looks a bit sticky, she looks a bit like folded over. Like this year, she looks way better.
She looks the best, man. For me, she's got world title written all over her. She's got that front side. Oh, she's got a bunch of things front side, huh? Because she's not only got the carve and the cutty or the layback, she's also got the vertical. She
Yeah,
hits it. She hits it. She hits it. She's, I guess, doing a turn like what she did the other year at Sunset, and even to Joe Blow. Once you've done, for example, your best turn that you've ever done, you get a bit of confidence in it, and when you get to that situation again, or if it's less critical, you're a lot more confident. Now she landed one of the biggest frontside Rios ever at Sunset. And it just seems that like when she gets somewhere like Rio and now J Bay, she's just got it there that she knows she can do it and she does. It was just fuck man, she's just and I saw her a couple of times in the free surfs, oh, I couldn't see because there was heaps of videos dropping. There was a dude there, he's pretty good with videos, and she was getting fully barreled. Now I thought I had Gabby Bryan as my bonus surfer, and I was kind of cursing myself, thinking I should have had her. And then at one stage, I was nearly cursing myself, saying, "Look, I should have believed more in Isabel Nichols because she's from where I was too." But oh man, I don't think Gabrielle's got a chance against Molly um,
at Fiji.
at Fiji, even though she said she spent a month there last year, so she might have something up her sleeve that we just don't know about.
She might do. Um,
Would have thought you would have seen it though, wouldn't you? Like on some sort of clip.
yeah, if there's anything good, maybe. Yeah, but yeah, I definitely think those two were the stat. I mean, yeah, those two were really, really good. I always backed Carolina JB, and I thought she looked good. And she did do well. Isabella Nichols was my wild card pick for the event, and she obviously she got to the semi final, which I see as successful. Um,
She looks sensational too. Her calves look sensational. She's critical.
yeah,
She also bends over a little bit. She's a bit tall. Um, oh, but yeah, she did some critical maneuvers. I forget who she beat in a clutch last minute.
Lou.
Um, Betty Lou, which was a great heat, by the way. Betty Lou,
Yeah,
even with the funky wonky donkey arm, she like karate chopping, she was still able to um, come out right in that. Was it like a couple of minutes to go and she got a big high
yeah,
score, didn't she?
yeah. Literally, I think she jumped off the wave with 30 seconds to go, and it was an 8-5. And I think she had the. I think she, I think she needed like a 6, but she just went nuts on that. I mean, it was a hell. The wave delivered for her as well. Like the wave on its own was an 8. Like it was just there. It kind of, you saw her take off on that wave, and you was like, if you just surf this right, don't try anything crazy. Just surf this right. You're getting like an 8 straight away. And she did surf it really well. And the end section was sick, and she got an 8-5, which was really cool. That round, I thought the women's quarterfinals, every heat was really good. Like Gabriella surfed really good against Tyler. Caroline beat Katie. It was a bit of a slow heat, that one, but then Molly waxed Lakey, and then Isabella beat Betty Lou. But all of the heats were like really, really good heats to watch, like strong heats.
I've read a super interesting thing by Steve Shearer on SwellNet how in the last year or so, Caroline's not got any scores over 6. Now, as great as she looked, she did look good out there. She's smooth, she's super smooth in the backhand. But I never saw her go vert.
No,
And
not
you could
the
say,
JB.
yeah, but it's hard. But, well, it wasn't hard for Connor or Yago, was it?
No. Even in the first round, I think it was the very first round, the Aaron Brooks, I said before the thing started, I think Erin would struggle. And then she dropped some free surf clips and she looked good. And then
I I I dropped Isabel Nichols and put her in my team. Can you
that's a
believe that?
bad call. Because then in the
Yeah,
event
it was horrendous call.
she didn't look at yeah, no,
No,
I don't think any women going backside looked really good at all. Which is funny because for
I
the
know they can. Maybe it just needs a bit of
yeah,
repetition.
for the men, I went, when we're talking like fantasy team, I went heavy goofy foots and got just got fucked. But yeah, the if we switch over to the guys again, I thought finals day was amazing. It was so sick to see Conor O'Leary win it. Like I was buzzing.
Yeah, great guy, great guy. And we said it this year. I said it a couple of times this year. I'm pretty sure I did. Like, you can listen back over our potties where we've talked about the big backhand dudes on the tour. and a couple of times I've thought Connor's the man, it's just been affirmed. He's now gone down in history. He's done something, for example, that Ryan Callahan was unable to do, and he was like the great Aussie hope, and also one of the great Caucasian goofy foot hopes, because they're all coming in the footsteps of Gabi and Italo, so so they had little kind of big stiff hills to walk up. Even though I don't think Italo, and it showed it again, has that prowess backside on a vertical re-entry with rotation. He kind of sticks it a little bit out more on the face and does that kind of weird little body
Mm.
whip. You know what I mean? You can see it when
Yeah.
you see it when you see it. And I noticed that it's the same similar sort of turn, but she does it smoother, Caroline Marks,
Yeah.
where Connor's definitely in the lip, Ryan Callahan's definitely in the lip, Gabby's all over the lip, and Yago Doris all around it as well.
Well, that's it. I think I said earlier in this year, if Conor O'Leary stopped falling off, he'd be a top five contender. Because I remember, like, I think it was after Bells, I was just like, stop falling. Like, he just kept falling on the last turn, and it was like damaging his scores and like losing after he would absolutely obliterate a wave, and then he'd fall on his last turn. And I was like, if he just stops falling, and at J-Bay basically didn't fall on his last turn, which was amazing.
It's
And he
an
won.
interesting thing to look at to learn how to surf backhand, because when you see him, he's a big guy. He's taller than me. He's as tall as you, but thicker. And he's down crouched a lot of the time, like a spring ready to call, isn't it? And it just happens. He just absolutely fucking demolishes like sections, which he's got the size to do it, and it just gives him. And anyone who's watched a really good backside surfer in the flesh knows that once they get that first vertical clip going, it just puts them in that unbeatable momentum, because they come back down with so much speed that it's just straight back up again, which is what he did.
Yeah,
And he was able to get that held tube, which seemed to
yeah,
be quite elusive to a lot of the other people.
especially backside. Like I thought, I did think Yago looked really, really good. Obviously, early rounds, he done those two massive airs, which are so hard to do, and he did look good, even though I don't like airs at J-Bay. Um, but obviously on the smaller days, he'd look good. But when like you get to see Yago go back to back with Connor, like on
And
the
he only just got past him. Honestly,
yeah.
it was a pity for Leo, but he left we were watching that one together. He just kind of left the gate open with good solid surfing that didn't go excellent. Now, you know, like it sounds corny. We sound like these copycat podcast people to say, but if you're not going to go excellent against someone like Yago Dora, like 3 minutes to go, anything can happen, and something did happen.
Yeah, I think Leo and Kanoa and Ethan all fell into the same thing of they put up good heat scores, but they left the door open. And then, like Ethan against
Oh, so disappointed. So
it's weird.
he's still got everything I want to see in surfing, and I didn't see that 8.5 um live in the comp. I forget why. If I turned around, I walked away, I was working. But when I replayed that 8.4, because I was wondering how did he get like point 0.6 more than Connor? Because I saw Connor 7.8, and I was thinking, how did he get point 0.6? How did Connor only get 7.8 for that? But when you look at the 8.4, it
Mm.
was just ridiculous. But how he didn't put himself to get a 10 is still beyond me. He's not yet ready. I don't know how much he needs to mature, but he's in the five. Well, I said it to you. We said it together. Like that was the comp where he could have easily said, "Okay, I'm up there with Gabby, with John, with Tommy Carroll, Mark Occhilupo, Tom Curran, Kelly Slater, Andy Irons, Taj, Parko, people that have just set themselves apart with pure, like unmatched. And he had it. It was the conditions for him, and he had it, but he just didn't get two waves, and that's what you got to do. Well, you just got to send the other person into orbit.
There was, and that was the thing is he had the opportunity. There was the waves out there, and it like yeah, basically just like we said, left that door open, and then Connor just came smashing through it. Like again, it was a buzzer beater, and he needed an 8-3-1, and he got an 8-5. It was definitely the score.
Yeah, I said immediately I would have given it a score too because he had one little glitch, but he kind of got past the glitch
Yeah,
and
and
then made it happen through will. I
and
thought
then
he
in
was going to win.
10.
I thought he was going to win after that.
Yeah, I thought that. I thought, well, he's locked in here a bit. You could see the momentum shift and stuff. But then I also thought that Griffin on the day looked. I thought Griffin on the day was the best frontside surfer. I think he surfed better than Philippe. I think he surfed better than Ethan on the day. I do think Philippe surfed good. Um,
I've got to rewatch, which I didn't. I meant to. I've got to rewatch a couple of Griff's heats because he did
Mental
look
heat
good
against
and
Noah.
he got some great great scores. Good heat. Canal looked good too.
Yeah, the Griffin Kanoa heat was a really, really good heat. And then the Griffin Yago heat was, I mean, Griffin lost on a 16.33 and Yago won on a 16.76. Like the total, like that could have gone either way. Um, and
It
obviously,
wasn't really lopsided if you look at it like that, was it? Because, Toledo was going all right. I think he was overscored with that double tube he got. He just didn't get deep enough on either one, and he kind of looked tentative. But there was still really competitive matchups before kind of got that 10 to win. And
yeah,
obviously Yago got a big score to win. So it was like really, it wasn't like there was like one side of the draw where the dude was annihilating and on the other side someone
no,
was just cruising. It looked like it was, yeah, that's what made the comp so good. Just
yeah. I think
absolute quality waves. It's just insane.
after Connor got his 10, Felipe still only needed, and not only, but Felipe needed an 8-3-4, and he had some time to do it. And that's not a massive score out there for Philippe. I think he's got like plenty of 8.5 and a higher scores out of J-Bay. Um, so like
Something looks off kilter with him this year.
yeah, I thought he surfed good at J-Bay. Um, I don't know, yeah. I mean, he's not gonna
Something is off kilter because a couple of years ago he was winning events like that, and
yeah.
or other people have caught up to him, and
I
that's
think
full
that.
stop.
I think when
I
you look
just
at like
they've just caught up to him. I mean, look at this. Like you can't not give a 10 to that. Like I remember was watching that wave of Connor and like I was going, he's got the score after the tube as long as he did something. He did like five or six.
yeah,
And it wasn't like he was just doing eight to the beach. He was like using this is what some people don't get. They think, oh, well, I guess if it's a Brazilian or someone who wants to see him do an air or a tail slide or something, they don't understand. He used every single critical section of that wave. So that's why it was 10, like every
yeah.
single critical section. So
Plus
nothing left on the bone.
yeah, plus that the barrel is so much harder backside, like out there. Um, that was like there was no one else who Felipe got a double barrel, but so did Griffin. Like and a couple of other people were getting barrels. Like I think even Marco pulled into a barrel, but there was not another single goofy footer. Like Italo, no, like Yago, no, they didn't get anywhere near a tube. And then
Jack would have.
yeah,
I
well,
saw five or six waves that Jack probably would have got. He would have ended up getting, but he wasn't there. He would have ended up getting nine fives or something
and he's
like that. And
not. But
so,
no, I'm talking about goofy foots though. Like
yeah, true. Sorry.
plenty of regular foots got barreled and stuff, but um. Yeah, I think Connor's 10 was incredible. I also love the fact that when he won, you got to see how much like he's loved across the tour. Like literally everyone was coming out to celebrate with him, other people's
Yeah,
coaches
well,
and
how
everything.
old is he? Is he 28?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Either way, first ever win. So people are stoked. Leo's
Yeah,
stoked. Leo's, I've got a lot more, not even a lot more because I know him for so long, but just a lot of respect for how happy Leo seems to be for his teammates because you'd call them teammates now. They got the
yeah,
same coach. Massive day for Dog. Derek rang him. Like we were at the cafe having a couple of beers, and Derek, his mate of mine, gave him a call, and he answered. And he was saying, "He's the biggest smile you've ever seen. Two winners.
yeah. Double winners. I mean, and still like still like Leo looked really good the whole event. Like I
He
thought,
looked really good. I thought he was going to win. I thought he had a good chance.
yeah, same. I thought he beat um yeah, like he beat Jack like fair and square in my opinion. And he did look good. He just yeah, just left that door open a little bit and Yago took advantage, but still no like he's having a really good year and he looked good and like yeah, really good day for Dog. Like obviously Gabriella and really good day for Hurley wetsuits because they took both winners, which was funny.
It's
Um
still an iconic looking wetsuit, isn't it?
yeah, still I mean great wetties for sure. And yeah, I thought overall the whole event like do you know what? Even Kaipo was actually okay at this event, which makes me feel weird saying that. But
I kept thinking on the drone shots that we were going to see a shark.
well, did you see there was that shark in
Yeah.
the freezer?
No, but yeah, but I didn't see the shark. But the other one, but before we get to that, remind me, we'll come back to the octopus. Um, like Erin, Katie was comes off without no disrespect, just as being a kid because she's just smaller physically, and sometimes you think, yeah, but is that fair? Well, that's just exactly what it is in sport. It's not fair because the bigger, stronger people like it in basketball, football, nearly everything, the fastest person, they're the ones that kind of end up winning, even if they don't always have all the talent. But she just kind of was it her timing off or what? I don't think she's got enough power to be able to handle that speed.
I just think that I agree with your point on that she kind of looked like undergunned at that size J Bay. But then like when you flip that over, like I don't think it's an advantage that she's small or a disadvantage that she's small because like she looks really good in say like El Salvador.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
can do she could do
Just
more. Like
some events suit other people different.
yeah, same as like you know. Say, I mean, Felipe's the classic, right? Two-time world champ, but he's way smaller than most people on tour, and you stick him out in pumping anywhere, like pumping Margaret River, and people like Connor, John, like Ethan, Griff, they all look way bigger and stronger than him. But then you stick him out at Trestles or like smaller J Bay, like or Snapper, and he's untouchable because of how small he is and fast twitch and stuff like that. So I think it's just one year you're going to win the world title because the waves are going to be really terrible all year, and the person who's small can make that work. And then another year you're going to get pumping conditions, and a bigger person can light it up.
Saying that, Katie can
I mean, she can barrel,
potentially
right?
potentially win Cloud Break from the fifth because if she comes up, I don't know who's in. Is she in third?
Katie's in third, yep,
Okay, so she's got Isabel Nichols. I'm figuring behind her.
yep,
I anything could happen, but and Isabel can ride a barrel. But I don't think she can ride a backside barrel like Katie. So let's say she just brushes her, then Katie comes straight up against Gabrielle because Katie could win Chopu coming up next. She's really good at Chopu. She's going to
yep.
come up against Gabrielle if Gabrielle's still in second spot, and I think she can take her relatively easily. I could be completely wrong. We could be completely undervaluing Gabrielle, but. And then she can just come up against Molly and maybe then just overpower her mentally because Molly had such a bad record against her and she might get
Yeah.
nervous and think, okay, this girl's, and she's already won a world title. So if she does get to the final there at Cloudbreak, she can come from relatively nowhere and walk away with the title.
The dark horse in all of this is Caroline Marks, who's currently sixth. But the points between Caroline and Isabella, and so Caroline, Betty Lou, and Isabella are tight. Caroline for me could do really well at Tahiti,
Yeah,
and then
Chopu might only be 4 to 6 foot, which is still pretty solid, but it's not gonna. That's
she'll
kind of
there's
that's
like
more
technical
Caroline's
stuff.
comfort factor. If it's
Yeah,
8 foot, I don't think it'll happen for her. And then they could get to Fiji. It could be the same thing. They might get
yeah.
10 days where the best day is 4 to 6 foot, and then you're right. She's dead set favorite there, isn't she?
Just think she's a bit of a wild card. And then I think the same on the men's. Like Griff now is sixth, and he's only 700 points behind Ethan in fifth, and only not far behind
Because
Italo as well.
it's sixth. There's no F at the end of that. That's your English accent for you there, mate.
Um, so I think Tahiti is going to be super interesting with the top. It's like first, second, and third are pretty much locked in for both sides of it. But like, there's a chance that Italo doesn't make the final five, which is crazy thinking about the start he had to the year.
Too
But
many Red Bulls, maybe.
maybe or too many. It seems like since he done that photo shoot that you were a massive fan of, it seems like since he's done that, he's kind of come a cropper.
Why people do ridiculous things like that. It's just still sickens me. And me giving you a bit of shit down about your accent, you can always come back at me because a woman the other day at the cafe, this old French woman, actually told me to my face that I spoke French like a Spanish cow. So, I'm very, very, very dangerously throwing rocks at in the glass
Ah,
houses.
it's okay.
Let's get rid of. I hope Atala doesn't make uh, Final Five, and not because I don't want to see him in there. I think he'd be an incredible. Um, I forget the word now. Inclusion. There's a word that would be just him being in the top five. I think that's great because I think he's a chance at winning it. He's really good at crab back, but I'd rather see Jack because I'd like to see someone backside
I think
come up against that goofy crew.
I don't think there's a way that Jack Robinson makes the final five.
No, unless he wins Chopu, and that's going to be hard.
I don't even think if he wins it, like because when you look at like if he wins it, he's gonna need Italo, Ethan, Griffin, and Kanoa to all have pretty much first round exits.
Who's the fifth person?
Ethan,
What's his score?
41,885.
What's Jack's score?
37,000.
So if he wins, he gets 10,000. Does he have to
Yeah.
drop something?
Yeah, he gets 10,000. Yeah.
Yeah, so it takes him to 47. But what does he have to drop something?
Yeah, he would have. Yeah, it wouldn't fully go on to that because he would be dropping one event from that. But that also means that Ethan still only needs to get 5,000 points to. So if Jack wins it and Ethan gets 5,000, Jack still doesn't jump
Yeah,
over.
but for Ethan to get 5,000 points more, he might have to really go. You know how it works, huh? Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if they've got really high dropaways, it makes things complicated. I think he can still make it, but like you said, it's going to be tough.
I think Jack is dropping a 1,330 points, which is Margaret River. Um, oh no, actually, they've already done it. Looking at the app,
Look, we'll just have a look
yeah,
at that
we just
stuff a little
see.
bit closer when we do Show Proof
Yeah,
preview.
but
So far, comp of the year for me, J Bay. Comp of the
yeah,
year.
yeah, me too. Like, I think I think it'll be hard for. I mean, unless Chopes is 8 foot, 10 foot, um, then I think that it'll probably be the comp of the year. And and as it should be.
Well,
Um,
I hope it gets superseded by Chopes, and then I hope both of them get superseded by Cloudbreak because that'd be a great end to the year, wouldn't it?
yeah, but well, yeah, that would be incredible. Imagine that. That would be some end. And to be fair, the way the WSL are going this year, um, it could easily happen. It seems like they're getting the rub of the green this year, which is really good. Like
Well,
just before we wrap up, I do want to say that fuck, this has been one of the best years of the WSL that I can remember for a long time in terms of the conditions they've had, the the heats, the
the
mix.
storylines, Geordie going to the crapper.
Yeah,
But hey, did you see the octopus get ripped to shreds by the seal?
yes, I
I
did.
only, I only saw that on Instagram. That was pretty. Animals are pretty ruthless, aren't they?
Pretty gnarly, yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, I see them in the backyard with cats just ripping birds to bits and tapping them around. So, I mean, humans aren't much better, I guess. Well, thanks for having me, Matt, and long live JB.
Long live J-Bay for sure. Au
Au
revoir.
revoir.